Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Telly Talks. On today's talk, I am going to basically talk about couples. I see a lot of couples on social media, and while I think, showing off your mate or showing off your relationship is cute, it's nice. It's nice to see black love. It's nice to see love in general. I have noticed a few things where maybe it's a new relationship and they have been dating for a little less than a year, and they just rolled out the red carpet for each other and they do all this stuff. And while that's cute and nice to see that, two people can generally love each other, like each other, and they can, treat each other like a king, treat each other like a queen. I also feel it's a disservice when you do that so early on in the relationship. And because I feel like if you're doing all this stuff really early on, first, that's kind of how you get them, and you kind of have to keep up that same behavior throughout the relationship to keep them. And I don't, like me personally, I wouldn't want my foundation of a relationship to be gifts and to be, basically trapping you with things, as opposed to myself and, us building a friendship, a foundation first, and then, building that on love. So when I see couples really in the early stages of their relationship and they're on social media and it's like you're doing all this stuff, and I understand, I get it. I understand the concept of it. You want to portray this idea that you have the perfect relationship, and though there is no perfect relationship, but you want to display something like, I finally won, I finally got it, I want to show my man off, I want to show my woman off. And so I see a lot of couples really early on, as I stated before, they are just rolling out the red carpet, doing everything, and it's just like, for me, that's too much. That's too much. I think it should be a natural progression in a relationship. When you first start dating, of course, you want to build on friendship. You want to really get to know the person inside, not just, what they like. I mean, not just doing stuff to appease them, but really getting to know them, who they are inside, and then building, a foundation of love on that. And so I don't know, I just feel different about, if I was sticking in a relationship, I don't think I would really put them on my social media in under a year. And it's not that I'm hiding them, but I really want to establish our relationship, just me and that other person first, before getting everybody else involved, everybody else's opinion. Because here's the reality. The reality is people like to show their highlight reel. People like to show when things are going great, when they're looking their best, but nobody want to talk about the downtimes. Nobody want to talk about, like, oh yeah, we're not, in a good space in our relationship. A lot of people just like to post a whole bunch of pictures and videos and pretend and act like they have this perfect relationship, when behind closed doors, they might be getting knocked up beside of the head, cursed out every day, sad, depressed, but yet putting on a facade as if they have a great relationship. And so for me, I think establishing just the connection between me and whoever I'm with first, letting that, be the focus, as opposed to, okay, let's go on social media and take a bunch of cute pictures, and then what about 3 months from now? Are you going to still be with that person? So, that's my whole take on just the idea of new relationships and new couples who get in relationships, and how they are so, they on social media and they just showing off everything. It's like some things is worth kept secret. Some things are worth kept just between the both of you. Everything ain't meant for everybody, so just, I don't know. I'm not telling anybody to do anything in a relationship. I'm just saying what I've noticed and what I would do differently. Some things I would do differently if I was to get in a relationship. Oversharing, I've been a victim of that in my own personal life, just oversharing too much. And I think with social media, people try to figure you out based on what you post or what you say. And if you don't want to be portrayed that way, I think you should not share it, so that way you won't leave room for people to think like, oh, she posting this quote about going through a breakup or just being sad, so she must be sad, or she just must be going through it. And you might just literally be posting it just as an inspiration or something to share with everybody else just because, but people would assume because you posted it, you obviously must be going through it. And so I think oversharing, and I had to look at my own self and say, Chantel, some things is just worth you knowing about it and you doing it on your own instead of constantly posting it on social media, because whatever you're doing, it will eventually come out. Like, for an example, working out, your body will tell whether you've been working out or whether you haven't. So you don't have to keep taking all these pictures in the bathroom or just, doing this. And I mostly, when I post my workouts or just post me being in the gym, that's literally like motivation for other people, because I know some people want to start and they don't know how, or they're doing it but they may get discouraged, so maybe they see my video, maybe they see a quote or something like that kind of like push them and motivate them to keep going. So that's mostly why I share my workouts, or just showing that I'm in the gym and I'm being consistent, or share my food, what type of food I'm eating. So that's mostly why I share that. And I know sometimes I can be ticking like, oh, she always posts, I don't know what other people think, nor do I care. However, I do care for the fact that I don't want to overshare too much. I want to leave a mystery. I want to leave some type of, people to inquire within. So that way I'm not telling all my business and I'm not showing, oh, I'm doing this today or I'm eating this today. And even though it's motivation, sometimes it's best kept secret, if that makes sense. So going further into relationships, and I've been looking at podcasts and just studying and just digging within, while I'm in my singleness, I really have been trying to work on myself, because it's so funny, because people, when they're single and they think it's the most depressing time of your life, and this is the actual opposite. It's like the most greatest time in your life, where you get to be with yourself, you get to sit with yourself, you get to explore, and you get to kind of tap into your purpose and the things that you like to do. So this is a time where it's best that you really like focus on what you like, as opposed to trying to appease another person or trying to make another person happy, or trying to figure out what they want to do today, what they want to eat today. You only really focusing on yourself. So singleness is very important. I think a lot of people take it for granted when they're in that space, because they see all these other couples, or they see all, social media, going back to social media, and they see all these people who's portraying their highlight reel, but in reality, that might not even be what it really is. So in my singleness, and just learning about myself, things I need to still work on, and just studying like relationships and just listening to different podcasts. I find it interesting that people who get in a relationship don't really focus on the foundation, like the foundation of first being friendship, of being a friendship with a romantic interest. I feel like, I don't know, it's just going back to the whole social media thing where it's like people are more focused and concerned about looking a certain way as opposed to being an actual way, so I think, the foundation should be friendship with a romantic interest, and however that look like, he courting you, and for a male, you courting her, for a woman, you've been courted, not looking for him, he's finding you. And knowing your deal breakers, knowing your foundation, like what is it that you believe and what is it that you won't settle for, or what is it that you're willing to negotiate with. So just knowing those things and bringing that up in a new relationship, I think is important to do, when you first get in a relationship. And yes, going back to posting each other and saying what you bought them or what they did for you or what you did for them is cute, is inspirational, but I think the most important aspect is to get to know each other on a personal level before, being on social media and telling everybody like, hey, this is who I'm with, hey, this is what I'm doing, and all that stuff. So ain't no hate over here. Please believe that. Ain't no hate. I love. But I'm just like, I'm just looking, even on like my friends on social media, and I'm just like, you're doing too much. Like, okay, we know you got a man, but all that's too much, like, in my personal opinion. But comment if you feel like a person oversharing or just saying, just like really showing everything that they do with their girlfriend or their boyfriend. Do you feel like that's doing too much, or do you feel like, they should do it, or it's nothing wrong with it? Like, what do you feel like? And then also tell me if you would like to, what would you do, like, in your relationship, if you're already in a relationship? How long did it take for you to really like post them? Because I think with posting, that's kind of like you stamping your relationship. It's like, okay, it's official. When they get on your social media, you know it's real. So I think having that time where it's just you and them and really getting to know them, their motives, their behavior, because I think men, especially if they want something, they can put on facade for so long, and women too. But because I deal with men, I think they can put on the front and they can fake it until they make it, and then fake it until they get whatever they wanted to get out of it for so long. And I think giving that time to really see them prove who they really are, because at the end of the day, you can only fake it for so long. Like, eventually your true colors is going to come out, and if you give it time, instead of putting so much into that new relationship, instead of rolling the red carpet out, instead of just giving them everything, the milk before they buy the cow. Like, if you just doing everything, it's nothing for them to really wonder about you. It's nothing for you to really look forward to in the next 2-3 years if y'all are still together, because it's like you already did everything. and you did it so fast and you did it so easily. You didn't make him work for you, or you didn't make him prove himself. So just understanding that, that's why I'm coming from the perspective that I'm coming from. Like, again, is no hate, but I think you won't really know a person and know their motives for a certain period of time. And if you're just putting them on social media just to get likes and just for people to say, oh, you have your relationship, this, that, and a third, you're just doing it for clout and likes. It's like you're pretty much doing yourself a disservice in your relationship, because when it don't last and you mad and you wonder why, and then you have to go through the whole phase of taking them down and taking all these posts down and all these pictures and all these videos that you had up there, whereas it's first establishing, okay, this is the real deal, and then stamping it on social media later and sharing your relationship and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just rambling, but I just had to bring it I just had to put it on my platform, because again, I'm constantly seeing this, even with celebrities. One minute you see a couple and they buying each other this, they buying each other a car, a Birkin bag, a this, that, and the third. Then next minute you hear them on a gossip report that they're going through a breakup, or they're about to get a divorce, or a scandal or something like that. And I was just like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Focus more on the relationship itself and not social media and how you want to be portrayed on social media, because it's just a false narrative that you're putting out there to the world to think that is something that it's really not. And so establish that first, establish your foundation, establish your relationship first, and then, I think it's okay to share, your relationship and the love that you have for each other. So, that is my take on that. And so, thank you guys for tuning in for another Telly Talks. I will see you on another episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys again. Peace, love, and see you later.